Alright, so the next annoying thing to tackle today is my shop vac and dust separator. It is a pain to move around. I got nowhere to put my cord, got nowhere to put the hose. And so now we're going to take care of that. So here you can see I'm cutting the sides of what's going to be my vacuum and dust separator cart. And then this is going to be the top and the bottom of the cart. The platform to hold the dust separator and the platform to hold the shop vac. Right there, I'm just cutting the sides to the final width that I'm wanting. Um, I find it easier to do the track saw just to get them into more manageable pieces, and then I finish them on the table saw. And this is another project that is going to be held with pocket holes. That's how all my shop projects are going to be, because it is quick and easy. When I'm building furniture, I don't use pocket holes as much, but when I'm doing stuff for the garage, that's the easiest thing for me to do, and that's what I'm going to use. So I wanted to round the corners of both sides. So you saw I used the bottom of a bucket to give me a little bit of a curve to trace. And then I've got them clamped together, and I'm cutting both of the panels at the same time with my jigsaw to give me that rounded edge. And then I finish it off with my sander, because jigsaws don't give you the cleanest edge, but it gives me clean enough for shop furniture. And so now it's time to put together this giant box. So I'm using a right angle clamp. I don't know what the brand of this one is. Got it at Menards, and it does a pretty good job of holding it where I want it. If I was just using the Craig pocket hole clamp, unless I was using two of them, it's still going to move on me, and I only have one of those, so this was the better option for that. So now I'm just marking where the uh, platform's going to be that holds the dust separator on top. Had to make sure I marked both of them that way. So here you can see that the right angle clamp can work in the center of a panel too, which is pretty cool. It doesn't have to just be on the edge. So here you can see that I'm attaching the back of the cart to the side of the cart with pocket holes. And now I'm doing the other side. This one was a lot more complicated because this thing is so large, and now I'm working for at least the bottom of it. I'm working on the inside of a closed cube. So this part was easy because it was still open on the top. But now I got to get, well, I guess the bottom was easy too. But after the bottom, that centerpiece was in a box. So I had to stand up on a ladder and get in there. So here you have it. Not actually standing on a ladder. I am standing on that 5-gallon bucket that I used earlier as my little curve tool. And I am doing the best to get in there. So here, I didn't get it on a camera getting that thing off the workbench. This thing is overbuilt just a tad. So, got some nice locking casters from the Home Depot, and I'm just attaching these with some 1/2-inch screws. Seemed a little small to begin with. I'm just using 1/2-inch screws, but I've had this cart now for over a year, and I've had no issues with that coming loose on me or at all. If it ever did, I'd probably do bolts and just do a nut and bolt going through. But it's working pretty well. And as you can see, it has excellent mobility. And so I did end up adding on the back of it just a store-bought like broomstick holder kind of thing, because I figure it's got so much real estate on all the sides. I could put things on there to hold clamps, put things on there to hold the I have a big bulldozer kind of broom in the garage for sweeping up the dust, and so all of that can stand back there. I have a little pickup metal sweeper, and that can be held on the back there. So here you can see that center screw kind of gets in the way of being able to adjust those easily, but I was able to fix that off. There's a little Close one here I'm showing you slides easy. That one does not slide as easy. Not sure why. It's the same screw, same attachment, but that middle one sticks. So, but it'll do the job. It'll hold a broom. So there we go. Still spins great. And that's the broom I was talking about. Is a big bulldozer kind of push broom. It can hold my little kind of workbench broom, a little dustpan. I ended up taking the dustpan one off because, as you can see, it sticks out so far. It kept hitting things. There, shop vac fits perfectly, and the dust separator has extra room. So here I'm doing pocket holes for kind of a front bumper. I didn't want the dust separator to go rolling off onto the floor. It does still have wheels on the bottom, and instead of taking those off and putting them in a drawer somewhere, I just left them on there in case I decided to ever take this out of this part. So just got a tight fit there, mallet it into place. I am very meticulous apparently. But now I just gotta screw that in. So now that I got that in, I am now cutting some little 1x2s that I'm going to use to keep it from rolling around. So here you can see I'm laying it out, trying to figure out exactly how I want it. I originally was going to put the dust separator towards the back, and then I realized that would be making me need a longer hose, and so I put it closer. And so there I stuck some brads in to keep it where I want it. I didn't use glue or anything, I just stuck it with brads. It's not holding anything crazy. Then I did the same thing. I have Rockler's adjustable hose things, and it has different attachments to fit different size tools. And so these are the other 3 attachments that I'm not using on the current hose. And just to keep those from rolling around, I did the same thing that I did with the vacuum. And now those are locked in. Don't know what I'm going to do with the other extra space in there. As of right now, I've thrown in like the shop vac accessories. They're not in there nicely like anything else. They're just tossed in there. But here I'm making a little holder to hold the hose from the dust separator. I did have to go back and add screws later. Just using glue and brads wasn't strong enough. It probably would have been strong enough if I hadn't put the hose on right afterwards and let the glue set up right. But I didn't give the glue time to set up. As you can see here, I stuck it on like that, and then I wrapped that hose right around it. So if I would have given it time to dry, it probably would have been okay. But when it ended up falling off later, I just used screws.